It's 10 questions on wrestlers who starred in motion pictures with my friend Luke McKay from Australia. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds, and thanks for checking out my show. If you like playing trivia at bars or pubs or venues of any kind, this is the show for you. Maybe you were searching on iTunes and you were like, ooh, I wonder if there's any good trivia podcasts. And you came across a couple, and then you were like, oh, let's see what else is out there. And you came on this one. You have come to the right place because this is the show for trivia lovers. There's an episode about pretty much everything you can think of at this point. We've done about 400 of them, and I'd love for you to go back and check out the whole feed to see what tickles your fancy. There's stuff about the band Tenacious D. There's stuff about comic books. There's stuff about 80s new wave music. There's stuff about Weird Al Yankovic. There's stuff about architecture. There's stuff about conspiracy theories. And there's stuff about the movie, A Goofy Movie. So all those topics, one of them should hopefully make you go, oh, that would be kind of fun. So go back and check it out. It should be tons of fun. I've hosted about 1,800 trivia nights at this point, and about 400 last year alone, which was crazy. A lot of 2 and 3 and 4 show a day kind of things in 2018. So my numbers went crazy high, and I love doing it. It's my favorite thing to do. I say it all the time on the show. Asking questions and kind of like running my own game show from bar to bar, venue to venue, company party to company party is the best. And it's my full-time gig. So if you want to support what I do, tell a friend about this show. That's totally free. I would love for you to do that. Say, hey, I found this guy, and it's like what we like to do when we go out on Tuesdays and we play trivia at Barney's Beanery. This is like the audio version of that. And tell a friend about it. That would be super cool of you. If you make thousands and thousands of dollars and you're like, what do I do with all these thousands of dollars? Maybe you could throw a couple bucks over at the show. Go to patreon.com/trivia with buds. See what's cooking over there. You can get stuff like t-shirts for our t-shirt of the month club. Send you a different t-shirt every single month at a certain reward tier. Also have a brand new magnet club. I think it's $7. $7 a month gets you a magnet and a bunch of other fun stuff, including a $5 tier reward that gets you a topic of your choice on the show. So if there's a certain topic you're like just aching to answer questions on, you can tell me to do it for $5 or more a month. You get to pick a new topic every month, and I'll write some questions for you. My friend Carrie Moore just did that for Boy Meets World Trivia. So go back and listen to that episode if you like coming-of-age TV shows starring Ben Savage. And if you have a topic of your own, go to patreon.com/trivia with buds. Donate $5 or more and let me know what your topic is, and I will get to it right away. There's some other tiers too, including a book club, which is brand new. Send all the people at that tier a different book every month, and we talk about it over in our Discord app chat. And you can join the Discord app chat for just $1 or more. So you get access to this ongoing chat room. It's kind of like one of those old school AOL chat rooms. And you can kind of just jump in there, say what's going on with you for the week, and see what's going on with me. And sometimes I post some bonus trivia questions and puzzles and things in there. And sometimes I'm like, hey, here's a sneak peek at some new podcast logo art or something. Speaking of new podcast logo art, did you check it out? If this is your first time listening to the show, you'll just be like, oh, there's some artwork. But if you're a longtime listener, you'll see that the artwork is totally different and updated and pretty fancy looking. What I saw when the guy first sent it to me, I'm like, this looks like a scratch-off ticket, which kind of made me excited. It made me go, oh, that looks like something that would be, attractive in some way to someone's eye, right? Like you're in a magazine and you're like, these are podcasts to check out. If you saw that podcast logo art, it would catch your eye, hopefully, like it caught mine. And shout out to Brian Ward, who did all those great designs for me. He sent me that same logo with like 10 different background colors. So I think every month I will change the color on it. But we're kicking things off with blue. So give it a gander next time you glance at your phone and this podcast is playing. If you need any artwork done, hit up my friend Brian Ward. And if you need his contact info, just shoot me an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com, and I'll make sure you get it. We're going to jump into this round right now, this episode, which is with my friend Luke McKay. He is a Patreon subscriber from Australia, all the way down under. And he had some questions that he wrote on a plane for me about movies starring wrestlers. Let's see how many of those I can get right now. Here we go. Sitting here on a Skype call with my good friend Luke McKay from Australia. What's up, Luke?
G'day, champ. How are you?
Pretty good, champ. I'm feeling pretty good. As you can tell, my voice is super jacked up, so I sound like a smoker in their late 60s. But other than that, doing pretty good.
Big New Year's.
Happy New Year to you, too. Do we have the same New Year in Australia and the U.S.? Is that a dumb question to ask?
Oh, New Year's everywhere, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, well, isn't the Chinese New Year some other time?
Oh, yeah, middle of January or something like that, I think.
I think I heard that one time, and I assumed every country has their own New Year's, and that's where
Australia's the same.
Australia's the same. All right, very good. Happy New Year to you. How did you celebrate the coming of 2019?
Nothing too major, really. Just went to my girlfriend's sisters and her new husband's and watched a bit of cricket and just hung out, really.
Nice. Some cricket with your maybe future in-laws. How long you been dating this girlfriend?
Over 10 years, actually. So.
Oh, this is basically like a sister-in-law to you then, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Very good. That's awesome, man. How did you guys meet?
High school.
Back in high school sweethearts, and together about a decade. What did you buy her for Christmas this year, if you don't mind me asking?
So we didn't do huge presents because we had a huge trip to America and Canada.
Yeah.
Through November and early December, so I don't know, just a few books, so Amy Poehler's autobiography and a few other things like that.
Very cool. I think I bought that for my wife not too long ago as well. I think for Mother's Day, actually. So you and I are in the same boat, and that's awesome. You got all the way over here. What was your favorite part? What was the coolest place you went in America?
Well, in America, then we probably Disneyland.
Oh, you were really close.
It's the best, yeah.
When were you at Disneyland? That's about 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah, really. So, the start of December, end of November, maybe.
Oh man, I could have met you. Our passes for Disneyland expired like mid-December. I think second week of December. So, I don't think I knew you were going to be there. That would have been cool. We could have met up and then went on the teacups together.
Yeah, sure. Actually, so we went there. We went to America last year, just my girlfriend and I, and then this time it was for her sister's wedding. So her whole family was there. So we took her parents around Disneyland this year, which was lots of fun.
Very cool, man. It sounds like you had quite the holiday, as they say. And I saw you at that hockey game up in Canada. Was that a fun game to watch?
Yeah, up in Calgary. Yeah, lots of fun, a different experience.
Very cool, man. Speaking of experiences, I've experienced quite a few movies in my life, some of which included wrestlers. And you sent me a message not too long ago. You said, hey, I was bored on a little bit of a break here, and I wrote 11 questions on wrestlers in movies. And I said, let's do it. Let's record it as soon as we both possibly can. And now here we are. Is that all accurate information that I just said?
Yeah, that's right. So, I don't know, just sitting on a plane and the thought came to me. I think my girlfriend was watching Rampage with The Rock, and
nice.
Terrible movie, really. But
are you a big wrestling fan yourself?
I was for a long time, yes. As a child. Actually, I think last time I spoke about all the 2-hour block of Simpsons on a Saturday morning.
Yes, that's right.
So after that, then it would be Raw on a Saturday and then SmackDown on a Sunday. So
I love it. So you're a big wrestling guy back in the day on the weekend watching it. I love it. Love to hear it. And
my 3 brothers and getting out on the trampoline or in my nan's living room having impromptu matches.
Oh, perfect. Anybody ever get hurt on those trampoline matches?
A little bit, but
nothing too brutal.
Nothing major.
I love it.
No broken bones.
Yeah, that's great. Me and my friends growing up, my friend's parents made him put a sign up that says, any injury that occurs on this trampoline, we're not responsible for. Because we were just drop kicking each other in the bushes and walls and things. It was bad. Bad news, but tons of fun for us. Have you seen a lot of the wrestling movies that you're going to ask me questions about?
Most of them. Some I haven't seen, but
all right.
2 or 3 maybe I haven't seen.
Awesome. And you got 11?
Hopefully you have those. So.
You got 11 questions or so?
11 questions, yep.
Awesome. I think I'm going to get 7 out of 11. I'm going to go right in the middle and say 7-Eleven, like the convenience store.
All right. How you go.
Here we go. Question 1 from Luke about wrestlers in movies.
We'll start out with an easy one, I think.
Okay.
All right. This late superstar was all out of bubblegum in They Live.
Oh, perfect. Rowdy Roddy Piper, one of my favorites.
It was Rowdy Roddy Piper, exactly.
I have a bottle of soda that says bubble. I think it's the quote. I think it's all out of gum, kick-ass soda or something like. Something
like that.
some part of the quote, but then with soda on the end of it. The soda's probably very expired by this point. Somebody bought it for me as a gift, I think about 5 years ago when I first moved to LA.
All right. Question 2. Okay, so besides The Rock, which wrestler appeared in the 2008 film version of Get Smart?
Ooh, that's a good question. Besides The Rock, who appeared in Get Smart? I think I have this movie on Blu-ray for some reason. I think I bought it on clearance or something. It's a pretty good movie. The Rock's in it. And what other wrestler appears in Get Smart? Man, that's a tough one.
I think he plays like a Russian or something, but he's probably the opposite of Russian.
Okay. A Russian. I'm going to say it's the Great Khali.
Oh, nailed it.
I got it. Okay, very good.
Got it.
I was struggling to remember all these different rock movies. I'm like, wait, who? I was also thinking, well, there might be a question about it, so I will not say what I was thinking. But Great Khali, awesome, 2 for 2.
All right. Number 3. Which superstar played the vampire Grimwood in the third of the Blade films, Blade Trinity?
That would be Paul Levesque or Levesque, Triple H. The Game. He was pretty ripped. He was probably at his most ripped, steroidy kind of looking phase around that time.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember, I think he snarls and has fangs in that movie.
That sounds about right.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty lame, but I do remember that. And that's a fun movie. Isn't that? I think that's the one Ryan Reynolds is in, right? There's like a crazy amount of people in that movie. It's like Jessica Biel, Ryan Reynolds, Wesley Snipes, Patton Oswalt, everybody.
Yeah, heaps.
All right.
All right, number 4. 3 from 3 so far, so...
Sweet.
Chris Jericho, Kane, MVP, and Mark Henry are all inadvertently blown up in this 2010 movie based on an SNL sketch.
That was the one I was going to reveal earlier. That's MacGruber.
Okay.
And
MacGruber?
I don't think I ever finished MacGruber. A lot of people love it. I don't remember liking it so much, but I think I kind of let it fade off the TV, and I never finished it.
Well, I don't think I've seen it since 2010, so...
There you go. Yeah, some people really love that movie. Maybe I need to give it another watch.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Randy Macho Man Savage had Tobey Maguire for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. In the first film of the original Spider-Man trilogy. What was his character's name?
Oh, yeah, Bonesaw.
Bonesaw is red, yeah.
That was probably his last movie appearance since he didn't really act too much.
I think so, yeah.
Poor guy. Heart attack while driving. That's got to suck. Sometimes I think about that. Yeah. I'm like, what if I had a heart attack while I'm driving my car? What do I do?
Yeah, exactly. Scary stuff.
Mm-hmm. What are we at, number 7?
All right, halfway through.
All right.
Thunderlips, Rip, Hurricane Spencer, and Dave Dragon are just a few of the roles played by this icon of the ring.
Ooh, it's got to be Terry Bollea, otherwise known as Hulk Hogan from Thunderlips from the Rocky series.
Yeah, it was. Do you know the other 3? Rocky 3.
What were those names?
Rip.
Rip is definitely No Holds Barred. Just talking about that movie with my brother.
And we had Hurricane Spencer.
Hurricane Spencer. I'm going to guess like the 3 Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain. Was that his name?
That was the 4th one. That was Dave Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this one, I'll give you a clue. It was a TV series, not a movie.
Oh, Thunder in Paradise.
It was Thunder in Paradise.
I just got a really cool VHS lamp of the film Thunder in Paradise from my friend Casey O'Connor. He gave it to me for my birthday, and it's like a VHS tape with lights built into the clear plastic part that match the colors in the cover of the tape. So you set the tape next to it, and then the box art, and it kind of lights up and matches the colors in the tape. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think I posted a picture on the Patreon page at some point. But yeah, very cool gift.
Oh yeah, maybe. I think I do remember that.
Yeah. All right, I've already hit my goal of 7 for 11, huh?
Yeah, on fire.
Awesome. Let's close
Even
it
a
out.
little bonus one. So.
All right, here we go.
So this popular wrestler was a prisoner in The Condemned and a henchman in The Expendables.
Prisoner in The Condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Henchman. Oh, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
It was Stone Cold.
Yeah, The Condemned has his cover, his face on the cover. I've never seen it, but
I haven't seen it either.
I would like to see it. It sounds like my kind of movie. He's like what his podcast is so much fun to listen to, even if you don't like wrestling. It's just super entertaining. It's just him oh God, I had to go to the goddamn dentist today. Open a can of whoop ass on my dentist, and you're like, oh, this is great. It's like him as a wrestler, but like living his regular life as a retired guy. So he has a beer in El Segundo at the El Segundo Brewing Company called the Broken Skull IPA. And I host trivia right across the street from the El Segundo Brewing Company, and I've yet to go in there. And I guess he lives in El Segundo and goes there all the time. So I got to start carrying my Stone Cold Steve Austin 3-title elite figure around in my trunk just in case I can get him to sign it.
All right, bump to the rattlesnake.
Yeah.
All right, number 8.
Here we go.
Big Sexy Kevin Nash lived up to his nickname playing a character named Tarzan in this 2012 film and its 2015 sequel.
Oh, I love it. His name's Tarzan in those movies? Magic Mike.
And he's Magic Mike.
And Magic Mike double XL. Or is it just XL? It might be just XL.
I wrote down 2XL, so maybe that's it.
They have my coworker, Missy, when I worked at Super Jacket, which made Ridiculousness and a bunch of other clip shows. She had a Magic Mike 2 calendar, and he was one of the months. But he's like way older than all the other like hunks in the movie. So she was like, oh, who's this guy? She didn't even remember him from the movie. It was great.
Number 9. Who played a homicidal demonic Santa Claus in 2005 in the film Santa's Sleigh?
Oh,
a holiday classic.
I got to be part of a really cool show in LA at the now defunct Nerdist Theater, and it was called Horrible Movie Night. And it's kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000. They play bad movies, and then the audience can yell stuff out, and they give prizes away to the best like one-liners for yelling stuff out. So we did this movie, and I got to do stand-up. They have like a stand-up go up in the middle and a stand-up at the end to kind of make it more of a comedy show. So I got to do stand-up during this movie, and I know that the wrestler's Bill Goldberg.
It was Goldberg.
Yeah, it was a good time. That's a crazy-ass movie. I had never seen it before we watched it that night, so very exciting stuff.
That's one that I've never seen, so maybe a new holiday tradition.
Oh, yeah. He's on a snowmobile at one point. I think he impales somebody with some icicles. There's a lot of good stuff.
Sounds about right. All right, number 10. What was the name of the wrestler played by The Big Show in the Adam Sandler flick The Waterboy?
Oh, you finally stumped me. I'm not a big Waterboy guy. I think I've only seen it once, and I don't even remember The Big Show being in the movie. Is he a football player in it?
He's a wrestler.
Oh, he's a wrestler in the movie?
He's a wrestler in the movie. Oh, he was the Giant at the time in his WCW days. But
yeah. I'm going to say Tiny. That's my guess.
Good try. It was Captain Insano.
Captain Insano. What happens? Does Adam Sandler's character go to a wrestling match?
No, so he's calls in to the wrestling show, and Captain Insano's cutting a promo, and they laugh at him for being about a 30-year-old guy still into wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
So
okay.
Maybe don't ring him up.
Very good. Now I remember. Okay, very good. Good question.
All right, last one. It's a 4-parter.
Oh, boy.
All right. So speaking of Adam Sandler, 4 former WWE World Champions appeared in the 2005 remake of The Longest Yard. Can you name them for half a point each?
Oh, boy. So Great Khali is definitely in that movie.
He is in that movie.
Other huge wrestlers in The Longest Yard.
They've all either been a question or an answer so far.
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold is one. 2 down.
Big Show?
Ooh, Big Show's not in it.
Oh, man. Okay, and my last guess would be Batista?
Ooh.
Oh, man. Who are the other 3?
They have Steve Austin, the Great Khali, which you got.
Oh, the other 2, yeah.
And then Kevin Nash and Goldberg are also in there.
Wow, I didn't realize that. All right, Kevin Nash and Goldberg in The Longest Yard. Very good. That was the last movie I saw with the girl I dated before my wife. So that was a long time ago. But I remember we had to drive really far to a theater, and she was like, I have a gift card to this theater, but it's like an hour away. Like an aunt had given it to her, and that was the only movie that was going to be kind of good, and it still wasn't that great.
No.
Yeah. The Longest Yard,
Hasn't got
man.
much to rewatch it.
Yeah, I probably won't watch that one again. I would like to watch the original with Burt Reynolds because I was intrigued by that when he passed. I'm like, I should watch the original,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Luke, amazing questions. Did you know how many did I get? I missed
9.5 out of 11, so definitely a pass.
All right, a little bit better than I thought I'd do. Those were great questions. Good mix of all kinds of stuff. Thanks for taking the time to write those. Where can people find you online if they want to follow you on some social media?
I don't know. You can follow my Instagram, I guess. It's just Luke McKay22. That's about it, really.
Perfect, man. Awesome. You're going to be on the show again soon, talking some questions from a Trivial Pursuit game. So we look forward to that. And thanks for your time, and thanks for writing those questions, Luke.
Cheers, mate. Sounds good. Talk to you then.
Cheers, champ. Boom. There it was. I did pretty good. Luke asked amazing questions and made me feel like a real trivia buff when it comes to wrestlers and movies. Thank you, Luke. Check out Luke McKay online. Just search the name Luke McKay in Australia. I'm sure you'll find him. He loves rugby. He's been playing it since he was about 5 years old. You can see some of his great rugby pictures. And he just did a big tour of the U.S. and Canada and saw a hockey game up there with his girlfriend. So check out those pictures, Luke McKay in Australia. Thanks, Luke. That was fun. If you have a topic you want me to do on the show, you can always drop me an email, ryanbuds@gmail.com. Or if you have questions for me like Luke did, maybe you think of something fun and you're like, oh, that would be a fun episode of the podcast if I asked Bud some questions on Las Vegas or CSI Las Vegas or something like that. Just, again, email me or hit me up on any social media at RyanBudds, RyanBudds, and all that stuff is linked in the show notes of every episode as well. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.